Welcome back, everybody. We're here today to pull cards for June the 27th. I'm going to be pulling one card for each sign. So if you're interested in seeing about the overall picture of what all is going to be influencing your life today, you may want to check your sun and your rising sign and your moon sign. But also, if you're interested in love and relationship, then you want to check your Venus sign. If you're interested in where are you expanding right now, you want to check your Jupiter sign. So let's just get started. We can get a pretty comprehensive idea, though, if we want to. La da da da. For those of us with Aries in our charts, wow, Aries seems like, didn't we just get this yesterday? I know we got this recently for you guys. Seven of Pentacles in reverse. This just means that you put in some energy, some effort, some resources, maybe even some finances into a situation with the expectation that at some point there would be a payout on that. Now this card is just saying that you probably expected this payout to be today, but it's not happening today. It's going to take a little bit more patience. It needs more time to develop before you have a payday coming out of this thing, whatever it might be. Next up we have Taurus, and so Taurus, what I'm seeing for you is the Seven of Cups in reverse. This just means that you've got something going on where you've been looking at what can you do to improve your life or something about your life experience right now, and there's been multiple options, but today you're finding what you want to focus on and work towards, and you're taking some steps towards improving it in that specific way that you're choosing today. All right. Next up, the card for Gemini. Geminis, you guys have the Nine of Wands showing up here. Let's try to get out of the glare a little bit. Nine of Wands just means that you are prepared for anything. I am hearing that you're prepared for battle, so I think for a lot of you Geminis, this has to do with the idea that you know somebody is going to be coming at you with some type of disagreement about something. I feel like you guys are floating some kind of idea, maybe at work and maybe with somebody who's in authority in the family, but you're going to be floating some kind of idea to somebody who's in authority to make decisions, and I think that you're preparing for the idea that they may not be so thrilled about this idea right at first, that you're going to have to really sort of campaign for this idea. You're going to have to show them why it's such a good thing, and I feel like you are prepared for that, or possibly preparing for that today, but I feel like, I gotta say, I feel more strongly that you're prepared for that already, Geminis. Next up, we do have the card for Cancer. Look at that Knight of Cups showing up for Cancer. This is just telling me that you are doing something that feels where you're being really pampered. So either you're doing something for somebody else and, you know, some kind of romantic gesture that feels really good, or somebody is doing this for you, or you're doing it for yourself. This could be about self-love and self-care just as easily as a romantic gesture with another person. Okay, so that's for Cancer. Next up we have Leo. Why do I keep putting the card there? Leo, you have the King of Wands showing up in reverse. This is telling me that you have some kind of problem that you're just not quite sure how to fix yet, Leos. And I think that you know, this is an unusual situation for you because normally you are really good at problem solving because you don't look at things in the traditional ways. You kind of look at them from all kinds of different perspectives. And I feel like what's going on here for you Leos is that because you're just right in the middle of this problem, it's hard for you to see the forest for the trees. So this may be something where you want to talk to friends, you know, somebody that you can trust not to spill your beans all over the street. But you want to talk, I think this is a good idea to talk to somebody to kind of have a sounding board and get somebody else's ideas on this, because it just feels to me like with this problem, you're having a really hard time being objective enough to find that solution. You need somebody who has a more objective viewpoint to be able to help you really examine and analyze this to come up with the solution. All right, so after Leo, next we have Virgo. And so for Virgo, we have the Page of Pentacles showing up in reverse. Page of Pentacles in reverse. Look how buff that guy's arms are. Oh my goodness, they seem out of proportion to the rest of his body, don't they? Hmm. That makes sense actually, because the Page of Pentacles is a card that talks about getting in news about either material goods or about finances. That is not the kind of news that we want to hear. And so what I'm looking at here, what I'm seeing here is I think that you're getting in an invoice that is much bigger than it makes sense for it to be. I think somebody has really pumped up the expenses that they're billing you for. And I also am getting the sense too that when you look this over, it's not going to take much for you to see where the mistake was being made, and you're going to be able to I think you're going to be able to talk to somebody and let them know, hey, look, I think you guys made a mistake here. This doesn't look right, and I think they're going to fix it. But yes, getting in the kind of news that you don't want to hear about finances, probably getting in a bill that is bigger than what it should be. I do feel like this is fixable with some communication. All right, so that was for Virgo. Next up, we have Libra showing up, and this is Libra with that Three of Cups in reverse. So Three of Cups in reverse, I feel like you have a friend that is just kind of really annoying you, jumping up and down on that last nerve. And I also feel like you're letting this friend know that, you know what, you're pushing your limits here, buddy. I don't think that you're going to be just quiet about this. I think you're going to let this friend know that, there's only so much that you're gonna tolerate or put up with. Okay, Libras, you're pretty direct anyway. That really shouldn't be a surprise to see that show up. Scorpio, you guys are next. I should say us guys are next. Okay, so Scorpio, we do have the Two of Wands showing up here. Two of Wands just means that we have a decision to make. We have at least two good options in front of us. That would be great. Possibly even more than that. And so with those options, what we're doing is we are narrowing it down to one. There's one thing that we want to move forward with, and I think we're putting the other thing on the back burner. We'll pull that out at some point in the future, but I think we want to just focus on one thing so that we actually can make progress with it. Otherwise, our energy would be too scattered to move forward with any of the good options that show up here. Okay, so that's for Scorpio. Next we have Sagittarius. Sagittarius, you have the Ten of Swords showing up in reverse. This is my "It Ain't Over, Baby" card when it shows up like this. This just means if you thought that there was a relationship that was over, it ain't. It's not. It's coming back. If you thought that there was some kind of office gossip that it was over and taken care of, it's not. It's back. Ten of Swords talks about some type of long-term annoyance, aggravation, irritation, argument, tension, something in that category emotionally. So it's something that's been going on long-term that you thought you had put this thing to bed. You thought you had killed it off, and now it has shown its ugly head again. All right. And the reason that this can be a relationship that you thought was over and now you're realizing it's not, this is only going to show up for a relationship in that manifestation if that relationship was a contentious one, or one that, really had you on edge or tense all the time. Something that, there was a lot of jumping through hoops trying to make people happy, and a lot of really not being yourself that always causes tension. So if you've got a relationship where you felt like you weren't really being yourself, but for whatever reason you seem to be addicted to that relationship, this could be that relationship coming back. Okay, now let's look next at Capricorn. Capricorns, you guys have the Knight of Swords. I feel like you're going to be sending out communication, and I feel like this is communication to more than one person today, and this is communication about something that you believe in. Some of you could be asking people to donate to a charity that you're all for, or you could be asking people to show up for a project. lots of different ways that this could manifest, but basically, bottom line here, you're sending out communication. It feels to me like this is to a number of people, not just one, and you're basically enlisting their support in helping you to do something that you believe in. All right, so that's for Capricorn. Next up is the card for Aquarius. Aquarius, today is a work day. You're going to be getting some work accomplished, whether that's work for an employer, work around the house, volunteer work, whatever. You're getting some work done. Okay, pretty cut and dry there. And then up with next we have Pisces. Pisces, look at you, the Magician. Is that 3 days in a row that you got the Magician? First you got him right side up, then upside down. Now you've got him right side up again? I know this is the third time I've seen you catch him. I don't know if it's 3 days in a row for sure or not, but it seems like it might be. So the Magician is just you manifesting those things that you want to have come true in your life, those things that you want to bring into fruition. And it is the male energy, the male version of manifestation. So this is doing things to make things happen. Good for you. All right, well, everybody, thank you so much for being here and spending some of your precious time with me. I do appreciate all the thumbs ups, all the shares, and all the comments. And I'm looking forward to reading for some of you here today and doing Reiki sessions for some of you here today. And then I will see the rest of you back on the next video. Peace out.